Well, with just days to go in an election campaign dominated by the miners, past economic policies and immigration, small businesses are telling us that their voices are not being heard. Yet together they account for 96% of all the businesses in Australia, employing an estimated 5 million people and paying millions of dollars in taxes. And they vote. Politicians take note. Across the nation, they account for between 13 and 18% of the electorate. Well, in a moment, we'll talk live to the Small Business Minister, Dr. Craig Emerson. He's in our Brisbane studio, and to his shadow, Bruce Bilson. He's joining us from Melbourne. But first, this report from Andrew Robertson.
Small business is the backbone of the Australian economy, with more than 2 million businesses employing around 5 million people and generating 60% of gross domestic product. It's a sector facing some big challenges, but according to those representing its interests, politicians have other priorities.
Over here in Western Australia, where I am now, you'd swear blind the only person who ever got a job in the last 2 years was in the mining sector.
As well as being head of the National Association of Retail Grocers of Australia, John Cummings runs an IGA supermarket in Perth. He says one of the biggest small business issues in his sector is the dominance of Coles and Woolworths.
It's got to the point now where you're hearing from suppliers where they're getting pressure put onto them, and some suppliers are having to pull out of buying in Australia or producing in Australia and then looking at importing from overseas.
On the other side of the country in Sydney, car workshop owner Adrian Sarno also feels the government doesn't take small business seriously.